Little precious metals update, if you will. Um, Rory Hall, the Daily Coin. A perfect storm is brewing in the physical silver market. Now, granted, I've known this. I've been reporting on this for years now. You can look at the amount of silver the world is taking in, regardless if it's for investment demand, solar panels, electronics, whatever it is. The numbers are just breaking records. Like every single year, more silver eagles sold, more silver in general sold. It just keeps going up. You start to look at the supply side, and you can see this huge gap. So we don't know what the reserves are, honestly, of what they've had over the years, but we know it's being depleted pretty rapidly. And again, on Friday, as I mentioned just in my other video, pretty large move in silver up and gold. They shrugged off the federal government's manipulation through the bankers, and Friday it just jumped right back. Be interesting to see where it's at here. Oh, the jobless numbers were really bad, and that's what caused gold and silver to jump today. Yeah, okay. From the Daily Coin, silver has been money longer than gold. Silver is called the people's money, while gold is called the money of kings. In the U.S., silver was an integral part of our monetary system until 1964, when it was gradually removed from coins. This change has not slowed down the depletion of above-ground silver stocks, nor has it changed the volume of silver being used on a global scale. For everything from computers, TVs, cell phones, bombs, and solar panels, to name a few, silver is vital manufacturing material in today's world and, as stated, is money. This is to say nothing of the investment demand that has exploded over the course of the past 10 years. Investment demand for silver coins and bars has never been higher. The U.S. Mint, Royal Canadian Mint, and Perth Mint all set new records for silver in 2015. All three of these mints are on pace for another new record in 2016. Physical silver is in high demand for every purpose in which it can be used. Let's review some of what we know to be absolute facts regarding physical silver in 2015 and 2016 and beyond. China and India both have massive solar energy programs for each country, which requires literally tons of silver. China alone will produce over 100 gigawatts. Back to the Future, the doc. Was it 21.1 gigawatts? Doc, China's about to do 100 gigawatts or gigawatts solar power by 2020. They are currently way ahead of this deadline and may increase the amount of solar power they produce. This will power some 300 million homes, or the equivalent of 100 U.S. homes. Morocco has plans to energize over 1 million households with solar power by 2018. As noted in the following interviews with Jeff Brown, China Rising, China has been importing raw silver durabars as well as silver ore and concentrates. This means China will take all the physical silver available in whatever form is readily available. This is to say nothing of the fact that China mines approximately 100 million ounces of silver annually on her own soil. That's a massive demand for a single item. If we look at the mining industry, which is how silver comes to market, we see an industry that has been abused, unloved, and drained of capital inflows for the past 3 to 5 years. Without mining companies digging silver out of the ground, silver will be completely depleted, and we will only be left with above ground inventory. This will never happen. But the mining industry is a capital intensive industry, and without new inflows of capital, either from the sale of their product at a profit or investment capital, mines begin struggling, and in a lot of cases will slow down or shut down the operation very quickly. This has been the case over the past several years. China is buying outright or acquiring controlling shares of mines around the world, primarily gold mines, but probably silver mines as well. We're only hearing about the gold mines. First, Majestic, a primary silver mining company, was recently contacted by a large technologies manufacturer to directly purchase silver from the source. They said that had never happened before. I remember covering that. It was just recently. U.S. Mint has not only sold out 100% of their stock on 3 different occasions in the last 3 years, but have been rationing sales of American Silver Eagle since June 2015 with no sign of change for the near future. U.S. Mint has set new all-time record sales of American Silver Eagles for the past 3 straight years and is on pace for another all-time sales record in 2016. Personally, I believe the U.S. Mint will manage their inventory and avoid a new record in 2016. What he means is they're going to make it to where the supply stays so short that there would be a record, but you're not going to get it because, again, they've got certain amounts that they're only allowing people or the big primary dealers to have, and they cut them down, and they cut that amount down. There's delays. And by the end of the year, oh, we didn't break a record. That's what he's trying to say. Royal Canadian Mint has set new all-time sales records for silver maple leafs for the past 2 consecutive years and is currently on pace to three-peat. Royal Canadian Mint, like the U.S. Mint, has struggled over the past 2 years to keep up with demand. Royal Canadian Mint, like the U.S. Mint, sold out of product and had to shut down operations until they could produce enough product to reopen. Royal Canadian Mint was completely sold out of 10-ounce silver bars between June 2015 and February 2016 due to a lack of product to produce the bars. Perth Mint in Australia set a new all-time sales record in 2015 and is on pace to repeat that in 2016. In the interview below with CEO First Majestic, Keith Neumeyer, was recorded on April 24, 2016. Keith, while not naming the company, explains how his silver mining company was contacted regarding a direct line of silver for one of the large technology manufacturers, which I've already covered. As you can see, owning physical silver may be to your advantage. While the most popular silver coins in the world are setting new sales records, entire nations are implementing silver-dependent energy sources such as solar, and the companies that can actually deliver the raw material are slowing or shutting down. This makes for a perfect storm in the silver market. And one last thing, on January 28, 2016, the silver futures market and the silver spot market, this is where the exchange rate price of silver is set, experienced a glitch. The market shut down for approximately 15 minutes while the market makers were attempting to sort out an anomaly that had occurred. The glitch was an 80-cent per ounce difference in the future contract price and spot price of silver. This was a failure of epic proportions by the people controlling the silver market. Just a few weeks later, Deutsche Bank was found to have rigged both the silver and gold markets, and within 24 hours of this unprecedented decision, there were 2 civil class action lawsuits brought against Deutsche Bank, totaling over $1 billion. And I'll end this by saying something I've been repeating a little bit, lately. Again, I'm getting new subscribers every day, so they may not hear this or know this. But in November of 2014, the CME Group, which controls the COMEX market, which is where silver prices are set, and gold, introduced 2 new rules that had never, ever been in existence over the past 30, 40, however long it's been around, since the 1970s or whatever. Since the market's been around, they did not have rules like this, which were circuit breakers for gold and silver. And as I said, 2011, price of silver was $50, gold was $1,900, new record, right? At least for gold. And then they let it slam down more. They brought it back down to 30. It climbed up a little bit more. They dropped it back down. Now it's in the 20s. And then, as you've seen, it hasn't been $20 in quite a while. All right, it's been 15, 16, 17, nope, back down to 15, 16, nope. They keep a gag on it. But if they were doing this to protect you, they would have already done it. They had 40 freaking plus years to do it. Why did they do it in 2014? Because they already know the price of precious metals are going to go through the freaking roof. And the only way that they can even slow that move down, they can't stop it, and they know this, but they can slow it down by putting in circuit breakers. Gold moved $100 in a certain window of time, circuit breakers are triggered. You can't trade for 15 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever the hell it is. That can happen 4 times during the day. during the market being open in one day. After that, supposedly, there's no limit. It just keeps going up. The same thing is for silver, except it's $3 per for silver for each circuit breaker being triggered. Again, 4 times during the day for a total of $12, right? 4 times 3 is 12. Could you imagine, just think about it, can you imagine a day when you're watching silver going apeshit and circuit breakers are triggered, not because the price is plummeting, but because it's going up and the club is trying to stop it as best they can? I just did the Rubout report, as you know, and some of the older data, which is still in the data, but said you will see $5 per day moves in silver. And then you will see $20 per day moves in silver. That doesn't necessarily mean it's, $15 today and now it's, just went up $20. 35, bang. It might go to 30, go back down to 25, go back, I think generally is the move, but because these circuit breakers are in place, I think it's easily going to hit $12 for the day. Those days will come when all circuit breakers are triggered, and then it's okay, well, the market's going to go wherever it's going to go now. And that's when you get the $20 a day moves. So anyways, just want to end it with that. Just not let people forget. The club put that rule in place like they always do in advance because they know what's going to happen. Most of the time they're making stuff happen. And they have to deal with this epic rise of precious metals prices. And they did so. It's already in place. It's ready to go. Hasn't been used even once. There ain't been no circuit breakers being triggered. Now have there. Not in silver and gold. So sit back, relax, buy some silver if you don't have any. Take care.